once in a while, you just need a slice of coffee cake in your life, perhaps to go with a lazy Sunday morning. Since no one's gonna make me coffee cake, I should probably make one myself. Luckily, this one uses some shortcuts and tastes like a cinnamon roll. The shortcuts I'm using is this box of keto cake mix, and hopefully you can find one that's not chewed up by a dog. Any keto cake mix will work as long as it's white or yellow cake. I like this one because it's gluten-free. You'll pour this cake mix into a bowl, but then take out 2 tablespoons of it to use for later. Next, you need to read the back of the cake mix box and grab everything you need to make a basic cake. This one requires 5 eggs, which seems like a lot, but don't worry, it's not gonna taste eggy. Then add some nut milk and a little bit of avocado oil. Mix that until it's combined and then sprinkle in the cake mix. Not the reserved cake mix, the rest of the cake mix. It wouldn't make sense if you just added 2 tablespoons. Here I'm just following the instructions on the box, so do whatever your cake mix says to do. My mixture gets poured into a greased and parchment-lined square baking dish. Then before I move on to show you how to turn this cake into a cinnamon roll, here's a fun fact that you might not have known about cinnamon. Did you know that cinnamon contains electrolytes? Some people like to add it to their water to get a boost of hydration, but I think it's just much easier to open up a pack of Element electrolytes because each packet of Element has a science-backed formula of 1,000 milligrams of sodium, 200 milligrams of potassium, and 60 milligrams of magnesium. Plus, it tastes way better because it's slightly sweetened with stevia and comes in a wide range of flavors, like orange, chocolate, watermelon, raspberry, and a few others. This chocolate salt is one of my favorites in the morning. Mix it with a cup of hot water and you instantly have a cup of hot cocoa that tastes amazing. It's gonna give you hydration and it's only 1 carb. This will go nicely with a slice of coffee cake in the mornings. Right now, Element's offering my viewers a free sample pack with any drink mix purchase. So it's a great way to sample some of their flavors. So get your sample pack with any drink mix purchase at drinkelement.com/KetoFocus. And if you're an Element Insider, you'll have first access to Element Sparkling, a bold 6-ounce can of sparkling Element water. Let's finish with my cake before my hot chocolate gets cold. In a separate bowl, add 3/4 of a cup of unsalted softened butter, 1/2 cup of sugar-free brown sweetener, and 2 teaspoons of ground cinnamon. Mix that until smooth. And then I realized that I forgot to add my reserve cake mix, so that actually gets tossed in here. This will just help with the consistency of the cinnamon swirls, so that's why we add it in. Now to add this to the cake, using a cookie scoop or a spoon or your fingers, add small chunks of the buttery cinnamon mixture to the cake in a random pattern. If it's too symmetrically perfect, people are gonna think this cake is AI generated, so make sure you do it randomly. This will go into a 375-degree oven for 35 to 38 minutes to bake. While that's becoming a cake, let's make some vanilla glaze to go on top. To a small bowl, add 1/2 cup of powdered allulose, a teaspoon of vanilla, and then you're gonna need a little bit of milk or nut milk. Start with 1.5 tablespoons, and then you might have to add a little bit more milk just to get a runny glaze texture or consistency. I like to use allulose in this glaze because it's not quite as sickeningly sweet as some of the erythritol-based powdered sweeteners are. You can certainly use one of those if that's all you have though. Our cake is done, and you know it's done when it's set on top and you're able to insert a knife into the center and it comes out clean. While it's still warm, we want to pour the glaze on top so that it can melt into the crevices. Make sure you get it all over so each bite has a little bit of glaze. Then let it set for a few minutes before slicing into her. And here's my cinnamon roll inspired coffee cake that really didn't take much effort at all. But if you're someone who likes to make fancy cakes from scratch, like this rich, decadent keto chocolate cake made with sauerkraut, I got you covered. Just click right here.